Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today and we talk about the split 2 results for Northern Europe and Brazil. Mostly this is going to be the final 2 challenges that completed on the 5th of June. So let's get right into it. First off with Northern Europe, and obviously we'll first start off with the teams that have been Apeks, Focus, HSDIR, Le Petit Bouffons, Coalescence, Hookars, Vamanos, and E-Masters. Who are the players as well, and I'm a bit worried about this region after this year in 2020, I should say 2024. Bit worried about that. But let's have a look at the standings. Obviously Apeks, they went 7-0, not really surprising there. They got Focus, Hookars, Le Petit Bouffons in the top 4. Then we got Vamanos, E-Masters, Coalescence, and HSDIR, which they basically left during the season. So, here in the regular match, so as you can see here, they forfeited their position in the league. I'm pretty sure right after this. Oh, I actually don't know. When was their last game? Let's have a look. Their last game was against E-Masters. That was their final game, and they left the league. Yeah, pretty bad. But as for the other ones, I don't know why they call it Play Day. I don't know, just call it just a week or something, but whatever. Nothing really interesting, I'll be honest, in this one. Maybe E-Masters. Yeah, maybe E-Masters winning against Vamanos. To be fair, both of these teams, they were basically in the same region. We kind of also expected that these 4 top teams will advance, so not really surprising there. But nothing really else. I mean, Focus, who did they lose to? They lost to Apeks and the Le Petit Bouffons, which is not really surprising for Apeks. 35 on Haven, 39 on Pearl. And then over in for the Le Petit Bouffons, 16-40 on Lotus for the Bouffons, or Bouffons, whatever. The 13-10 on Fracture, and 13-3 on Haven for the Le Petit Bouffons. I hate saying it in a French accent. Other ones, really all, I mean, nothing was really surprising here. Other than if HSDIR somehow won in a match, then I would definitely be talking about that. But because they basically left during the league, it doesn't really matter. So with the regular season out of the way, let's now talk about the playoffs. And for some reason, it always goes up there. I don't know why. But first, Hookars. You can see that even though they were inside of the top 4. They are non-existent. That is also because that they also left right before the playoffs. So they decided to go with the top 3 for seeded matches. Obviously Apeks, they won both of their matches pretty convincingly. First one was against Focus 2-0, 13-2 on Split, 13-6 on Pearl. Then against the Le Petit Bouffons, 13-6 on Haven, 13-11 on Ascent. And then it was the Le Petit Bouffons who won against Focus 2-0. 39 on Lotus, 13-10 on Fracture. For some reason, they used Yoru, but that's okay. So obviously the seeds, they obviously determined the playoff seeding. First off with Focus, they 2-0'd the Le Petit Bouffons, 13-6 on Fracture, 13-8 on Haven. Not really surprised about this one. I mean, it could have gone either way. But we kind of knew that Apeks was going to win. But actually, Focus actually gave them a run for their money. 14-12 on Buy went to Focus, but then the other 3 was just Apeks. 13-7 on Pearl, 14-12 on Lotus, 13-3 on Haven. That's what I really have to say. Other than it was just pure domination from Apeks, just throughout both Split 1 and 2. So Apeks, they are now the second team to advance to the EMEA Ascension tournament. The other one that being CGN Esports, since because of the league standing. So pretty sure. Dash or in the Dash region, CGN Esports, they have the most points, and no one can catch up to them. So they have automatically advanced to EMEA Ascension over in Berlin. So that out of the way with Northern Europe, let's now talk about Brazil. And it was kind of the same, we kind of expected this. Here are the participants first. Obviously, we have the Union, Key Stars, Red Cannons, Tropicals, TBK Esports, ODIC, Zero Nation, and Liberty. Here are the players as well. You might know them, you might not know them, it doesn't really matter. Regular season standings are the Union 7-0 for a seed. no surprises there. Then we have Key Stars, 00 Nation, TBK Esports, Odic, Liberty in the top 6. Then Red Cannons and Tropicals rounding out the teams. As for what's happened in the regular season, nothing really much. Just the Union just dominating like always. I guess this one we'll maybe talk about. Key Stars, they somehow lost to Red Cannons, 13-8 on Ascent and 13-11 on Haven, and Denara again MVP. Obviously, I mentioned him in my most forgotten teams, I'm pretty sure in 2021, so you can go check that one out. I guess we'll also talk about Tropicals as well. They also won against Red Cannons over in week 1, 13-2 on Fracture and 13-8 on Ascent, and it was Kozia, I'm pretty sure I say the name. He got MVP. Well, one's really, can we really talk about? This one, another one from Red Cannons in week 2, where they won against 00 Nation, 2-1 victory for Red Cannons, 13-6 on Pearl for 00 Nation, but then 13-8 on Fracture and 13-5 on Lotus, and Leozen gained MVP. Other than nothing really else. I mean, Liberty, they won against Key Stars. Nothing really else, I'll be honest here, but basically, the Union, they just dominated like they always do. Speaking of that, let's now talk about the playoffs, and you can kind of see who is in or not. So, Odic versus TBK first. Odic took a pretty convincing victory against TBK, 13-6 on both Pearl and Ascent, and it was BLD getting MVP. 00 Nation versus Liberty, it was a 2-0 victory for 00 Nation, 13-9 on Haven, 13-6 on Lotus, and Zand getting MVP. Bracket semi-finals, and I move on to, and then Union, they won against Odic, 13-6 on Bind, 39 on Fracture, and NTK getting MVP, and 00 Nation winning a very surprising victory against Keyed Stars, 13-11 on Fracture, 13-4 on Haven, and with Shion getting MVP. Keyed Stars, though, they get their revenge, as they make their run through the lower bracket, 2-1 victory for Keyed Stars, 13-7 on Fracture for Key Stars, and 13-10 on Fracture for TBK, and 17-15 on Bind for Key Stars, and it was Liazzi getting MVP. And Odic versus Liberty, it was a 2-1 victory for Odic, 13-7 on Lotus for Odic, then 13-6 on Haven for Liberty, and 15-13 on Bind for Odic, and Tesoro again MVP. Lower bracket semifinals now, it was Odic winning against Key Stars, knocking them out of contention, of making it to Ascension in the Americas. 39 on Bind for Odic, then 39 on Fracture for Key Stars, and then 13-11 on Pearl for Odic, and BLD getting MVP. A bracket final though, 2-0 victory for the Union to advance themselves into the grand final, as 00 Nation basically gets knocked down to the lower bracket final. 13-6 on Ascent, 39 on Lotus, and it was Panic, I'm pretty sure I say the name, he got MVP. 00 Nation though, they locked themselves into the playoffs and also to Ascension as well, along with the Union after winning against Odic. 37 on Pearl for Odic, but then 39 on Haven and 34 on Lotus for 00 Nation. And it was Arson getting MVP. And then in the grand final, it was a 3-0 victory for the Union. This kind of shows how dominant and scary the Union looks. 13-7 on Bind, 13-10 on Fracture, and 13-5 on Ascent, and Rafa getting MVP. So yeah, just kind of shows that the Union is very, very dominant and looks incredibly scary as we head over to America's Ascension. Let's now just have a quick look at the EMEA and the America's Ascensions. Obviously, Apeks, they locked themselves into Berlin, obviously along with CGN Esports with the point standings. For Spain Rising, either KC Esports or Team Kesso will represent Spain. For Turkey, it will either be S2G or Digital Athletics. And for Italy, it will be GMT Esports or Zaire. And for Portugal, either SOAR or GTZ Esports. And obviously, we have one team coming from the play-in Ascension, which I guess we'll also have a look at as well. Currently, Focus and Mouse, both of those teams are in this. And then KC Sports and maybe someone else in the play-ins here for Spain. And it's just kind of the same as well from the grand final, either S2G or Digital Athletics for Turkey, GMT Esports or Zaire for Italy, and SOAR or GTC Esports for Portugal. As for the Americas, it's a bit more straightforward. Obviously, 9Z team, they are also the other team to lock themselves into America's Ascension after their points tally. And obviously alongside 9Z Team is the Union and Doubles and 00 Nation. For Latin America North, either Fusion or Six Karma will be in to represent Latin America North. As for North America, obviously just like Brazil, they have 2 spots. The first one will either go to M80 or Moist Moguls. For the second one, not really too sure. We'll have to wait to see about that. So that's really about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys next time in the next one. Goodbye.